That luxury charter carrying 14 officials from Home Affairs cost the tune of 1.4 million rand. It was defended by Home Affairs Minister Dr. Motsoaledi, saying that, in fact, this is what the authorities on the other side wanted. They say that they couldn't hand over the two fugitives to the police, nor could they do so to the South African National Defence Force, being wary of rendition, where you hand over a fugitive to the police. So they said they'd rather hand them over to immigrations, anyone from immigrations. Hence, then, they needed to charter this 1.4 million rand flight. But we do understand it's the cheapest, says Home Affairs Minister Dr. Motsoaledi, saying that they actually made the announcement wanting, quotations as to a plane that would be able to go to Tanzania that had the required papers that they needed, and also come back within 24 hours, of course, as it was a pressing issue that had a lot of South Africans at the edge of their seat. So they took that cheapest chartered flight, which ended up at a tune of 1.4 million rand. In fact, let's take a listen to the Home Affairs Minister, Dr. Motsoaledi.
We asked any company that could give us a airplane that can carry 14 people, and which will be able to get landing rights and all the documentation on their own without the help from the state in less than 24 hours. Because as you know, South Africans were eager to know whether this deportation is taking place. And there are companies who responded. The last one which we took was the cheapest at 1.4 million rand. It was the cheapest of them all. And we opted for that. We never ask anybody that we want a luxury flight, as everybody is saying. It is the cheapest flight we could get, as one of those who responded to our request for proposals, that we want somebody who can do that. And that's why then the 14 people got in and they came back. Now, they came back as our law enforcement officer under immigration. The head of law enforcement in immigration is the one who led that team to go and fetch him, and Tanzanian presented to him, and our embassy got him first and given to him to officials.
What an operation, Aviwe. But I mean, we know as well, Aviwe, that Thabo Bester did not just spend the first few years of the life sentence in Mangaung locked up in a cell. He had some luxury getaways at the weekends with Nandipha Magudumana.
I did say, Brad Dan, that this is a story all about luxury. That's the other element, of course. Thabo Bester allegedly moving in and out of the prison, escorted by those G4S officials. We do know the earliest incident that's recorded on paper via receipts was just late March, 4-night stay in a luxury boutique hotel that's 25 kilometers away from the actual Mangaung correctional centers. There'll be another one, in fact, in April, another night stay there in this luxury boutique hotel. All of this under the name of TK Ngwana. That is, of course, one of the aliases of Thabo Bester. If you are to ask the Correctional Services Minister, Ronald Lamula, he'll tell you that the first he heard of this was then when the investigations were actually officially wrapped up. That is late March when he first heard of this incident, but it didn't come up. Remember, just last week, we were in Parliament physically on Wednesday and Thursday, where the Portfolio Committee on Justice wanted answers on the circumstances around Bester's escape. None of this came out, that in fact, even before the actual elaborate escape, he was out, in and out of the prison, up until, of course, he had to fake